Hey y'all, it's me Micah, and happy Trans Visibility Day, y'all. Because it's Trans Visibility Day, sorry I can't speak today, I decided to make this video's topic about people who are transgender. So a lot of people aren't familiar with this term, but it basically just means you're not cisgendered, which means that you identify with the gender that you were given at birth. Transgender people don't identify with the gender they were given at birth. So people can transition from female to male, male to female, or they can change in between what they think their gender is. So I'm gender fluid. Some people may be agender, which means they don't have a gender. Some people may be non-binary, which is similar to gender fluidity, but they don't fit in between like the binary of gender, which is like female, like femininity and masculinity. And why I think that this topic is so important is that a lot of people just don't really know a whole lot about people who are transgender. They often their ignorance can be harmful sometimes, and I don't want that to be a problem, because in 2018 there were at least 26 deaths that were, sorry, this is kind of a hard topic for me. There were 26 people who were killed or murdered who were transgender because they were transgender. They were murdered because someone committed a hate crime against them. And sometimes it's intimate partners, friends, just even random strangers who had murdered them. And I think that to stop these hate crimes against the transgender community, and even in the queer community, there should be more information around this. And Abigail Tyree, or sorry, I just said your name out loud, but you asked what's a good way to be an ally to LGBT people. And I think one of the best ways that you can be an ally to people who are transgender is to ask pronouns if you know them, or like, you know, if you're introduced to them, just ask, hey, what pronouns do you go by? And then when you do know what pronouns that the person uses, stick to using those pronouns. And if you mess up, what you need to do is just apologize, use their correct pronouns, and move on. A lot of people they get embarrassed when they don't use the correct pronouns, so they'll sit with it and they'll be like, I'm so sorry. Just say I'm sorry once and move on, because it just makes it a bigger deal than it is. Also, if you're cis, just put in like your bios and your media your pronouns, because that makes transgender people who put their pronouns in their bios it makes them feel more comfortable. What else? Just don't be rude. I mean, you can ask questions and things, but if you don't know that person too well, don't ask hey, what's in your pants? Or don't ask their whole background. Don't ask if they're out. If they've asked you to go by a certain name, call them that name. Dead naming is when you call somebody by their birth name, or a name that they don't use anymore. So just ask someone what they prefer to be called by, and stick with that name, because a lot of people can, who are trans, when they hear their birth name, it just it is not them. That's the thing. And don't ask somebody's dead name. It's rude, because again, it's not that person anymore. So I go by Micah. I have a dead name, and I would rather people not call me by my dead name. And I would rather people not ask me what my dead name is. What else? How else can you be a good ally to LGBT people? If you want to like write down suggestions on how you can be a better ally, like the LGBT folks that follow me, please do write them down in the comments. Yeah, this is all I have for this video. I did not think this out very thoroughly. I just was like, heck yeah, let's just make a video because it's Trans Visibility Day. Heck yeah.